is Casey with Countryside Flower Shop and Nursery. And you know, we've been talking so much this year about butterflies and that we need to be planting for the monarchs and things. But then, you know, that's great that we've been doing the butterfly weed and everything, the Asclepias for that. But then they also have to feed on other things later in the summer. They're getting ready to migrate very soon. So, you know how sometimes we like kind of beef up for fall even though we don't really need to because we have food available to us? They need that energy to do their migration. So we need to make sure that we have in our garden a combination of like native plants as well as cultivars of the native plants for them to feed on. One prime example of that is this one right back here. This is a native Liatris, and you can see it hasn't really flowered out yet. But this is one that I have in my yard, which is a cultivar of the native, and this one in my yard has just finished flowering, and the butterflies have been going crazy on it. I see them on there pretty much every night. In fact, I was out walking out to sit at my picnic table Monday night, and I'm walking across my driveway, and all of a sudden here this butterfly goes like this right in front of my face. It's like, oh, pardon me for walking where you're trying to fly. But then we've also got the Joe Pye weed. The key with most of these flowers is that you want to have something that's fairly flat across the top, which the Joe Pye weed does. This one is a native. Then there's also the Veronian. And this one, if it was actually planted in your garden at this time of the year, it would be in flower. It's just that this is a pot, you know, in production to be ready to go out into your yard, so it's not currently in flower. There's also, and these are perennials right in here. There's also the Solidago, and again, this is an example of the native. This one's going to be taller, up in that 3 to 4 foot range, and this is the cultivar, and it's going to be shorter in that 2 to 3 foot range. Both will give them the food that they need. There's also asters. Now, asters are going to be coming into flower in the garden very soon. Coreopsis are also great. This one is really nice because it flowers a lot throughout the season. This will normally come into flower towards the end of June, first part of July, and then keep going. Phlox, the taller size phlox. I have a pink phlox in my yard, and it's almost as tall as I am. And literally, for the last week or so, every time I look out there, there's a monarch out there, there's a yellowtail out there. It's just, you know, and the bees love it too. They all just really love it. Then zinnias. I love zinnias. I have tons of zinnias in my house. I have them more so for me, not so much for the monarchs, because my husband loves to pick me flowers, and zinnias are one of the best flowers for picking and bringing into the house, and the monarchs love it. Again, every time I look, they're out there. Then this is, we talked about asters down front. This is more of the native aster. This is the sky blue. And again, these would be coming into flower like in the next week and a half. They're mid-August. You know, they're a little bit later this year because we had so much cool weather earlier. Mine at home normally are starting to peak a little bit of color by now, but mine, the buds are still really tight because I cut them off, because if I don't, they'll get up like this, and I don't want them to do that, so I've cut them off like down to here, and then they have to regenerate those buds again. Lantanas, again, and lantanas are fun because they come in so many different colors. The yellows, the reddish oranges, the more pinkish, purple lavender type stuff. So there's a ton of things that you can put in there now so that you can get them so that they've got the energy for their migration, and they will be oh so happy, and you'll have so much fun watching them. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.